Good afternoon, everybody. I am Javier, sir. Please call me Javi. Nobody calls me Javier. So, it's a very formal name. First of all, before introducing myself, I would like to thank ADIA Lab for inviting me to this first edition of the symposium. And, well, I am here on behalf of Tecnalia. Tecnalia is my main affiliation. It's a research center located in the north of Spain. And I am also a part of the team from the University of Granada in the context of this project, okay? The project between ADIA Lab and Spain. Well, I am here, I don't want to be very ambitious, but I'm here to break a record, to establish a landmark. Because I am pretty sure that I am the one that is going to deliver the shortest presentation in this symposium. I have roughly 7 slides, nothing else. 7, okay? So when I received the invitation, I was thinking about presenting some technical topic of the manifold research lines that I perform in Tecnalia. But I decided to exploit better the available time of my slot and to talk about how to align applied AI research, industrial needs, and societal challenges. Since I work in a research center, I am very close to industry, to real problems. And my team and myself usually collaborate with industry that have real problems. I mean, we can design a model, but that model must be brought to practice. And it is not an easy task. And this is the main purpose of this presentation. And even if the presentation is very short, I will pose 3 different questions, and for each question, I will use only 2 slides, okay? I will not deliver the solutions. I just want to plant a seed in your brains and to see if you start thinking about the possible solutions. Because I have been in Tecnalia and in research centers since the very beginning of my research career, and I still lack the answer, okay? So maybe you can help me. So, 3 reflections for 15 minutes. First one, do we all agree with the overarching goal of research in applied artificial intelligence? It's a very broad question, but I am pretty sure that you are not aware of the lack of consensus in this apparently silly question, okay? The second one, are the interests of all stakeholders in the research value chain aligned towards accomplishing this goal, the goal of research in applied artificial intelligence? If not, how to get it, how to achieve this consensus? And the third one, which areas should be prioritized in the current applied AI research landscape? Because there are much more research lines than the ones that we can witness in this symposium. Which ones are the really interesting if we want to create growth and improve society based on our technology? So let's think together on this one. Okay. So first of all, yeah, you didn't expect the slides to be just 1 sentence. I mean, I have 7 slides, so I have to exploit all the available space, okay? The first thing, do we know what is applied artificial intelligence research? Do we know what is applied artificial intelligence? So a machine must solve a task, okay? We are not thinking about natural intelligence. Intelligence, the task must be solved autonomously and to an extent efficiently. Of course, we are not talking about training LLMs, okay? So at least the task has to be solved autonomously. And applied, the task must model a practical problem, a real world problem. We have to apply it. We have to solve a problem. So it is not, well, I will go later on into this. I don't want to talk about some aspects in advance. So essentially we do, I mean, this is a very straightforward diagram. We deal with a problem formulated in a context. We have a model that can learn to solve the problem due to some information that is available, data, a simulator, whatever, okay? The algorithm learns how to solve the task, adjusts the parameters of the model, and eventually the task can be solved according to a certain KPI, a certain objective, performance, sustainability, complexity, whatever. Of course, you can formulate, since we are talking about applied artificial intelligence research, we can talk about other aspects of the problem that cannot be mathematically formulated, like from non-functional constraints, okay? Eventually, you have a model, the model provides an output, and somebody takes a decision. Professor Herrera, Paco, has just delivered a very interesting talk about the human oversight. So somebody has to consume the output of the model and eventually make a decision. And then an important part of this chain is the decision maker, the person that is going to take a decision. My bet in this part is that solving a real-world problem with applied artificial intelligence research has practical consequences that are often overseen in theoretical AI research. Of course, if we are talking about theoretical research, we cannot think completely on applying it because we are performing theoretical research. Let me show you the next slide. My point is that when you perform applied AI research, you have to think about the context where the model will be used. And for that to happen, you have to think about the consequences of taking an action or making a decision based on the output of the model. So the model, depending, of course, on the amount of risk posed by the application of the context, has to be safe, has to be trustworthy, and has to be responsible. I will not go into this because Paco has just spoken a lot about safety, trustworthiness, and responsibility. Basically safety, we are talking about machine ethics, about robustness and resilience against perturbation, against adversarial attacks. We have seen that trustworthiness is a matter of 3 pillars and 7 technical requirements. You have there a very familiar plot, okay? It's the same as in Paco's presentation. And we talk about responsibility. AI systems have to be responsible, have to be auditable. We must be given the tools to audit the performance, to audit the model beforehand, and to account for the decisions to perform liability based on the context where the model is used. Of course, under a regulatory framework, because if you don't have a regulatory framework, the accountability makes no sense. So what I've seen, I mean, I am a person that even if I work in a research center, I am also a researcher. I have a Google Scholar, so you can check my research works. And what I have seen so many times in my life is that the theoretical researchers just stop in a certain comparison. They develop a model, and the model performs very well when you compare it to the state of the art. And that's all. That's the narrative of the paper, and it stops there. For applied research, you have to provide evidences that the model solved a real problem. And to solve a real problem doesn't mean that you take the data and you perform a test, and in the test you get a very good performance. You can even get a very good performance, but the model can be stored in a drawer. Why? Because you design the model based on a KPI that doesn't reflect the requirements of the use case, the requirements of the decision maker, the requirements of the problem, the non-functional requirements. So is it bad? I mean, this is not a criticism of theoretical research. Of course not. I mean, I have also performed theoretical research. But it is not bad to have this kind of comparisons because, well, there is a proverb, a Latin proverb that was attributed to Cicerone, more than 2,000 years ago. Nil simul inventum est et perfectum. More or less it says, nothing can be invented and perfected at the same time, okay? You cannot perform research, but the best research work at the same time. You have to go step by step. So we need theoretical research. But of course, as a researcher, I would not like to see my research outcomes stored in a drawer without further use, okay? So why this happened? Because I have participated in so many projects where you solve the problem, but the problem doesn't become a real solution. It doesn't become a solution that the company, the industry, the institution eventually uses. And why? Well, my proposal, and I want you to think about this, is that applied AI research is a matter of many interests that collide with each other. You have the decision maker that is going to consume the output of the model, the project manager, the use case expert, the data scientist, or the researcher, or whatever, and you have other stakeholders. The workers of an industrial plant, the society, politicians. You have other stakeholders that can affect the usability of the model. I will not go in details into this because we don't have so much time for this. But trust me, if you analyze this slide, you will realize that there are many interests that sometimes become a Pareto. Okay. Sometimes one of these stakeholders want to get something from the project, from the applied AI research, that is not compatible with the aims of another stakeholder. So this is a real problem if we want to maximize the industrial impact and the societal impact of AI research that I am pretty sure that most of this room is willing to achieve. So is there a way to align these diverse interests toward the provision of real, measurable industrial and societal impact? This is the first question. So just think about it while you have coffee or while you stay here in Abu Dhabi. Okay. I think, yeah. So my reply to this question, is there a way? Yes. The short answer is yes, but not easily. You have a value chain that goes from scientific excellence. We have here in this room people that make very good AI research. And in the other extreme of the chain, we have practical impact. We want to see real-world impact. So academia, research institutes, we are looking at the scientific excellence, and industrial society is looking to practical impact. They have problems and they want solutions. And we have several interests: personal career development, long-term versus short-term objectives. We have companies are mostly concerned with the competitiveness. They want to be competitive in a very aggressive market, global market. And of course, we as a society, we would like technology to bring social good. That we as humans benefit from the development of technology. Okay, so we need something in between, because one institutions and groups in one extreme are trying to maximize one objective, and the others are looking for other things. Okay, they are not. I am not saying that they cannot be compatible with each other. I am saying that we need something that glue the interests. So, can a research center like Tecnalia, of course, like Tecnalia or like any other research center in the world, cover this gap? Yes, but again, it is not easy. And this is something that I have shared with many other people working in research centers in the Basque Country. The Basque Country in Spain is a region that is especially populated by research centers. We have many research centers there. And since I have been most of my life in research centers, I am good friends with many people from there that have managerial positions, and they all concur with me. It is not easy. Why? Because research centers are composed by researchers, so you have to find the way of making their personal career developments compatible with their participations in real-world projects. Okay. My points, my recommendations to cover this gap. I mean, these 5 points are mostly my duties there in Tecnalia. Is to deploy mechanisms to narrow the gap from scientific excellence and to narrow the gap from scientific excellence to impact, For instance, we have a chair in artificial intelligence. We have several chairs with many universities, and the one in artificial intelligence is actually implemented in the University of Granada. We have to develop a strategic research agenda that tries to synchronize, to harmonize all the interest in artificial intelligence of the very diverse groups inside a big research center like Tecnalia. There you have, of course, I'm not intending you to read all this plot, but this summarizes the strategic research agenda in artificial intelligence of Tecnalia. Of course, the research areas in the agenda are driven by industrial needs and societal challenges. We cannot insert some technological area here that doesn't have real-world impact. Personal career plans, I have to talk about this. And funding opportunities and contracts are in sync with this agenda. I mean, we have to establish this agenda as a way of prioritizing which projects we accept, which projects we lose, which projects we discard. Okay? And one of the big points in this strategic research area, in this strategic research agenda, is indeed trustworthy and responsible artificial intelligence, general purpose artificial intelligence systems, and beyond. And this is my last slide, I think. I think this is my, yes. And this is a good example of success when prioritizing, when granting priority to one of the research areas that were included in this research agenda. We have nowadays, this was started, Paco, was it in 2018 or something like this? We started researching about this, publishing several joint papers, supervising PhD students, and nowadays it is the time that we have a real interest from the industry or from our clients and from the institutions that collaborate with us in developing trustworthy, developing tools to ensure trustworthiness in artificial intelligence systems. We continue collaborating with many people around the world in joint publications that even connect with each other. I mean, we have like a narrative from explainable artificial intelligence to trustworthy artificial intelligence, and now we are trying to look beyond, okay? Of course, and this is something I'm very proud of, I have achieved to embed the idea that trustworthiness is important, to the point that nobody in my research center, when we talk with somebody in Tecnalia about trustworthy artificial intelligence, they know what it is. And this is not easy. This is not easy because they have, when you have a very large company and you have several groups, it is very complicated to plant a seed inside each group about the importance of a technological area. So it is very, I mean, nowadays everybody is talking about explainability in Tecnalia and in other research centers there in the Basque Country. And of course, we have many interests for further collaboration. We are working in trustworthiness in reinforcement learning, in auditability and accountability methodologies, including sandboxes, how to develop methodological procedures to audit and analyze post-hoc different AI models. Causality inference, I was very, very, very happy to attend this symposium because causality is, I remember some time ago that I had like a leap of faith when talking about causality because people told me, oh, you can infer causality from data, and I said, no, it is impossible. You need domain knowledge. And thanks to the talk of Miguel today, I have confirmed my leap of faith. And of course, open-ended continual learning. We are thinking about how the future of artificial intelligence is going to develop itself. We are pretty sure that AI will continuously generate AI. And this has implications, of course, in terms of auditability and accountability that are still to be explored. And of course, ADIA Lab and any one of this room is more than welcome to join us in this journey. And of course, here we have several of our papers. I'm pretty sure that well, you know who I am now. So if you want a copy, I can provide it to you. And nothing else. I will dare to pronounce this. Shukran. Is it okay? Okay. So, shukran. Thank you very much. And in Basque, eskerrik asko.